Who really won Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz? Because depending on who you ask, the answers are all over the place. So instead of opinions, I rescored the entire fight using strict, consistent standards, letting the numbers do the talking. We're breaking it down using the 4 official scoring categories: clean punching, effective aggression, generalship, and defense. And once you see the fight scored across these 4 categories, the result may surprise you. So before we watch Teofimo Lopez take on Shakur Stevenson this coming weekend, let's find out once and for all who really won Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. And a reminder, after you finish watching this video, subscribe to the channel and click one of your favorite playlists, let it roll. I'm sure you'll find one of your favorites in there. For now, let's get started. Round 1, clean punching. Teofimo Lopez with 5 of 39 landed punches, and Jamaine Ortiz with 5 of 37 landed punches. 4 unforced misses for Lopez and 7 unforced misses for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching, 10 points to both fighters. Effective aggression. Teofimo Lopez with 22 non-punching aggressive advances, Jamaine Ortiz with only 5. Ortiz, though, with a much higher effectiveness score. Effective aggression, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Ring Generalship. The Ring Generalship score higher for Jamaine Ortiz, 76.3 to 68. Ring Generalship, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Let's talk defense, and here are all the defensive moves done in round 1 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, high guard goes to Jamaine Ortiz, ducking to Teofimo Lopez, bobbing and weaving to Ortiz, parrying to Ortiz, blocking to Lopez, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. Taking the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 9.8 points to Jamaine Ortiz and 9.186 points to Teofimo Lopez, a 10-9 round in round 1 for Jamaine Ortiz. And as we go through this fight, I will be comparing my running score to that of the judges at ringside. They are Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld, all of whom gave that round to Teofimo Lopez 10-9. Round 2, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands 4 of 46 punches, and Jamaine Ortiz lands 6 of 51 thrown punches. Lopez with 8 unforced misses and Ortiz with 3 unforced misses. As you'll see, I have a trending bar chart now where you can see the total for the fight so far. 9 punches landed for Lopez, 11 punches landed for Ortiz. Clean punching, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression. 22 aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez and only 3 for Jamaine Ortiz. However, Ortiz almost double as effective in his aggression. Taking those 2 pieces of the puzzle together, effective aggression, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Ring Generalship. Jamaine Ortiz with an 87.8 Ring Generalship score to Teofimo Lopez's 75.8. Ring Generalship goes to Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. Let's talk defense, and here are all the defensive moves done in round 2 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, the high guard goes to Lopez, ducking goes to Ortiz, bobbing and weaving to Ortiz, parrying to Lopez, blocking 9 points to both fighters, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching 8 points to both fighters. Taking the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 8.914 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.771 points to Jamaine Ortiz. A very comfortable win in round 2 for Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. And I now have the fight 20-18 Jamaine Ortiz. Judge Tim Cheatham gave that round to Teofimo Lopez and has a 20-18 Lopez. Judges David Sutherland and Steve Weisfeld both gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz as I did. Judge Sutherland has it 19-19 a draw, and Judge Weisfeld also has it 19-19 a draw. Round 3, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands 3 of 35 punches, and Jamaine Ortiz lands 2 of 37 punches. Not so great for either one of them. 5 unforced misses for Lopez and 3 unforced misses for Ortiz. The running total so far in this fight, 12 clean landed punches for Teofimo Lopez and 13 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching, 10-9 Teofimo Lopez. Effective aggression. In this round, Teofimo Lopez with 22 aggressive advances to only 5 for Jamaine Ortiz. Lopez with an effectiveness score of 38.6 and Jamaine Ortiz of 31. Not great for either one, but Lopez outdoes him, and therefore effective aggression, 10-9 Teofimo Lopez. Ring Generalship. Teofimo Lopez with a Ring Generalship score of 69.3, slightly outdoing Jamaine Ortiz's 68, and therefore Ring Generalship goes to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. Let's talk defense, and here are all the defensive moves done in round 3 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize categorize them, I gave high guard to Jamaine Ortiz, ducking 9 points to both fighters, bobbing and weaving to Teofimo Lopez, parrying 8 points to both fighters, blocking to Lopez, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching 8 points to both fighters. If we have a look at the 4 scoring criteria, the algorithm gave 9.743 points to Teofimo Lopez and 8.943 points to Jamaine Ortiz. In round 3, a comfortable win for Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. And I now have the fight 29-28, Jamaine Ortiz. All 3 judges at ringside, funny enough, gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz, opposite from what I did. And Judge Tim Cheatham has it now 29-28, Teofimo Lopez. Judge David Sutherland has it 29-28, Jamaine Ortiz. And Judge Steve Weisfeld also has it 29-28, Jamaine Ortiz. Round 4, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands 9 of 29 punches, Jamaine Ortiz lands 15 of 38, 4 unforced misses for Lopez, and only 1 unforced miss for Jamaine Ortiz. The running total in the fight thus far, 21 for Lopez and 28 for Jamaine Ortiz. The green meaning both fighters have had their highest output of landed punches thus far in this fight. Clean punching, 10-9, Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression, 22 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez to only 5 for Jamaine Ortiz. Jamaine Ortiz, though, much more effective. His score 72 compared to 49 for Teofimo Lopez. Effective aggression, 10-9, Jamaine Ortiz. Ring Generalship. The Ring Generalship score pretty close. Teofimo Lopez with 60.3 in the algorithm, and Jamaine Ortiz with 66.8 in the algorithm. And therefore, Ring Generalship goes to Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. Here are all the defensive moves done in round 4 to avoid punches and aggressive advances. If we categorize those, for high guard, I gave 8 points to both fighters. Ducking, I gave to Teofimo Lopez. Bobbing and weaving, 9 points to both fighters. Parrying, 9 points to both fighters. Blocking to Lopez. Footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. If we take the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 8.943 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.743 points to Jamaine Ortiz. A very comfortable win in round 4 for Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. And I now have this fight 39-37, Jamaine Ortiz after 4. Judge Tim Cheatham gave that round to Teofimo Lopez and has it the other way, 39-37 for Lopez. Judge David Sutherland gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz correctly and has it 39-37, Jamaine Ortiz as I do. And Judge Steve Weisfeld gave that round to Teofimo Lopez and has the fight 38-38, a draw. Round 5. Clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands 4 of 35 punches with 5 unforced misses. Jamaine Ortiz lands 10 of 39 punches with 9 unforced misses. The running total in the fight thus far, 25 landed punches for Lopez, 38 landed punches for Jamaine Ortiz. And because he landed more than twice as many punches, clean punching, 10-8, Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression. In this round, Teofimo Lopez keeps up the non-punching aggressive advances with 29 of them to only 7 for Jamaine Ortiz. Ortiz, though, way more effective with his aggression, at an 80.4% to Lopez's 51.6. Effective aggression, 10-9, Jamaine Ortiz. The Ring Generalship score for Teofimo Lopez, 63.8, Jamaine Ortiz, 68.8, and therefore Ring Generalship goes to Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. Here are all the defensive moves done in round 5 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, I gave high guard to Jamaine Ortiz, ducking 10 points to both fighters, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying to Lopez, blocking 9 points to both fighters, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. If we take a look at the 4 scoring criteria, the algorithm gave 8.586 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.743 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a wide margin of victory in round 5 for Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. Let's see what the judges said. Well, first of all, I now have this fight 49-46 in favor of Jamaine Ortiz. Judge Tim Cheatham gave that round to Ortiz and has it 48-47 Lopez. Judge David Sutherland gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz as well and has it 49-46 Ortiz as I do. And Judge Steve Weisfeld gave that round to Teofimo Lopez and has it 48-47 Teofimo Lopez. Round 6, clean punching. In this round, Lopez lands 4 of 39 punches with 9 unforced misses. Ortiz lands 5 of 33 punches with 6 unforced misses. The running total in the fight thus far, 29 for Teofimo Lopez and 43 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching, 10-9, Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression. In this round, Teofimo Lopez with 25 non-punching aggressive advances to only 5 for Jamaine Ortiz. The effectiveness score, very close, 43.8% for Lopez, 44.7% for Ortiz. Let's see how those two components end up in the effective aggressiveness score. It is 10-9 in favor of Teofimo Lopez in this round. The Ring Generalship score, 71 for Teofimo Lopez. He pulls ahead in this round, only 65.5 for Jamaine Ortiz, and therefore Ring Generalship goes to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. Let's talk defense, and in this round, here are all the moves that were done to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, I gave the high guard to Lopez, ducking to Ortiz, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying 8 points to both fighters, blocking 9 points to both fighters, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching 8 points to both fighters. Taking the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 9.443 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.214 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a 10-9 round in round 6 for Teofimo Lopez. And I now have this fight 58-56 Jamaine Ortiz. Judge Tim Cheatham gave the round to Jamaine Ortiz and has it 57-57 a draw. Judge David Sutherland and Judge Steve Weisfeld correctly gave that round to Teofimo Lopez. Judge Sutherland has it 58-56 Ortiz, and Judge Weisfeld has it 58-56 Lopez. Take 10 seconds to drop a comment right now about how you have this fight scored halfway through and what you expect to happen in the second half of this fight. Round 7, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands a paltry 4 of 40 punches with 7 unforced misses, and Jamaine Ortiz low as well, 3 of 40 landed punches with 7 unforced misses as well. The running total in the fight thus far, 33 landed punches for Teofimo Lopez, 46 landed punches for Jamaine Ortiz, and you can see your bar graph trending continuing round by round, so you can see green being their best round, red being their worst, and black is everything else. Clean punching, 10-9 Teofimo Lopez. Effective aggression. In this round, 35 aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez to only 1 for Jamaine Ortiz. The effectiveness score, 29.3 for Lopez and 39 for Jamaine Ortiz. However, the greater margin of aggression for Lopez gives him the win in this category, 10-9. Ring Generalship. In this category, 78.5 for Teofimo Lopez to 83.3 for Jamaine Ortiz. Therefore, Ring Generalship, Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. And here are all the defensive moves done in round 7 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, I gave the high guard to Ortiz, ducking 9 points to both fighters, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying 8 points to both fighters, blocking to Ortiz, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. If we take the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 9.424 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.205 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a kind of small margin of victory, but it's for Teofimo Lopez in round 7. And I now have this fight a slim margin, 67-66 Jamaine Ortiz. All 3 judges at ringside also gave that round to Teofimo Lopez. Judge Tim Cheatham has it 67-66 Lopez, Judge Sutherland has it 67-66 Ortiz, and Judge Weisfeld has it 68-65 Teofimo Lopez. Round 8, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands only 3 of 40 punches and had 5 unforced misses. Jamaine Ortiz lands 5 of 33 punches and had 6 unforced misses. The running total in the fight thus far, 36 for Teofimo Lopez, 51 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression, 21 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez in this round to 13 for Jamaine Ortiz. The effectiveness score, a big disparity though, 26.2% for Lopez and 56.5% for Ortiz. So the effective aggression score ends up 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Ring Generalship. In this round, a score of 69.3 for Lopez, respectable, but 75.5 for Jamaine Ortiz. So Ring Generalship goes to Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. Let's talk defense, and again, here are all the defensive moves done in round 8 to avoid punches and aggressive advances. If we categorize those, I gave the high guard to Ortiz, ducking 9 points to both fighters, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying 8 points to both fighters, blocking to Ortiz, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. Taking the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 8.857 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.771 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a comfortable margin of victory for Jamaine Ortiz in round 8, 10-9. And I now have this fight 77-75 Jamaine Ortiz after 8. Judge Tim Cheatham gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz and has it 76-76 a draw. Judge David Sutherland gave the round to Teofimo Lopez and has it 76-76 a draw as well. And Judge Steve Weisfeld gave that round to Teofimo Lopez and has it 78-74 Teofimo Lopez. Round 9, clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez lands 5 of 42 punches with 4 unforced misses. Jamaine Ortiz lands 10 of 43 punches with 4 unforced misses. The running total in the fight thus far, 41 for Teofimo Lopez, 61 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching because he landed twice as many punches, 10-8 Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression, 22 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez in this round to 9 for Jamaine Ortiz. A big disparity in effectiveness again though, 35.9% for Lopez and 60 57.3 for Ortiz. And therefore, effective aggression goes to Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. The ring generalship score, 73.3 for Teofimo Lopez, a great score, but 82 points for Jamaine Ortiz, so he takes ring generalship, 10-9. Here are the defensive moves done in round 9 to avoid punches or aggressive advances, and if we categorize those, I gave the high guard to Jamaine Ortiz, ducking to Teofimo Lopez, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying to Lopez, blocking, 9 points to both fighters, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Ortiz. If we take a look at the fourth scoring criteria in round 9, the algorithm gave 8.586 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.686 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a wide margin of victory in round 9 for Jamaine Ortiz, 10-9. And all three judges agreed. They all gave that round to Jamaine Ortiz as well. Judge Tim Cheatham now has it 86-85 Ortiz, Judge David Sutherland has it 86-85 Ortiz as well, and Judge Steve Weisfeld has it 87-84 Teofimo Lopez. Round 10, clean punching. In this round, Lopez lands 8 of 53 punches with 7 unforced misses, and Jamaine Ortiz lands 9 of 35 punches. You can see the percentage landed here. 7 unforced misses for Jamaine Ortiz as well. Clean punching, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression, 24 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez to only 3 for Jamaine Ortiz. A difference in the effectiveness again though, 41.6% for Lopez, 57.9% for Ortiz. Let's see which matters more, the aggression or the effectiveness, and it's the aggression. Teofimo Lopez gets this category, 10-9. The ring generalship score, 83.8 for Teofimo Lopez, and he takes this over Jamaine Ortiz's score of 76.3 for ring generalship, so this category goes to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. Here are all the defensive moves done in round 10 to avoid punches or aggressive advances, and if we categorize those, I gave the high guard to Ortiz, ducking to Ortiz, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying to Ortiz, blocking to Ortiz, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching 8 points to both fighters. If we have a look at the 4 scoring criteria in round 10, the algorithm gave 9.386 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.329 points to Jamaine Ortiz. This one was a razor-thin margin of victory, but it went to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. And I now have this fight 96-94, Jamaine Ortiz. All 3 judges at ringside also gave that round to Teofimo Lopez. Judge Tim Cheatham has it 95-95 a draw. Judge David Sutherland also has it 95-95 a draw. And Judge Steve Weisfeld has it 97-93 Teofimo Lopez. Round 11, clean punching. In this round, Lopez lands 9 of 43 punches for a percentage of 20.9. He had 4 unforced misses, and Jamaine Ortiz lands 8 of 26 punches, just slightly better at 30.8%, and 5 unforced misses. The running total in the fight thus far, 58 clean landed punches for Teofimo Lopez and 78 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching in this round though, Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. Effective aggression, 19 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez to only 7 for Jamaine Ortiz. Ortiz, though, way higher in effectiveness again with 78.8% to Lopez's 59.7%. Effective aggression, however, goes to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. The ring generalship score, 63.8 for Teofimo Lopez to not such a great score of 55 to Jamaine Ortiz, who may be fading a bit in this round. Ring generalship, 10-9 Teofimo Lopez. Let's talk defense, and here are all the defensive moves done in round 11 to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, high guard goes to Ortiz, ducking to Ortiz, bobbing and weaving to Lopez, parrying to Lopez, blocking to Ortiz, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching to Lopez. Taking the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 9.571 points to Teofimo Lopez and 8.914 points to Jamaine Ortiz, a comfortable margin of victory in round 11 for Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. And I now have this fight 105-104, Jamaine Ortiz up by 1 point after 11. All 3 judges at ringside also gave that round to Teofimo Lopez, and Judge Tim Cheatham has it 105-104 Lopez, Judge David Sutherland also has it 105-104 Lopez, and Judge Steve Weisfeld has it 107-102. Teofimo Lopez running away. Going into the final round, let me know how you have this fight scored and whether it hangs in the balance like my scorecard has it. Round 12, the final round. Clean punching. In this round, Teofimo Lopez with 8 of 67 landed punches and 6 unforced misses. Jamaine Ortiz with 11 of 35 clean landed punches, a much higher percentage. 4 unforced misses. The total punches landed in the fight, only 66 for Teofimo Lopez and only 89 for Jamaine Ortiz. Clean punching in the last round though, 10-9 Jamaine Ortiz. Effective aggression, 23 non-punching aggressive advances for Teofimo Lopez, who was really trying hard in this last round to close the show well. Jamaine Ortiz with only 2 aggressive advances. The effectiveness for Lopez, 42.2. Effectiveness for Ortiz, way higher, almost double at 81.1. Effective aggression, however, because of the wide disparity in aggressiveness, still 10-9 Teofimo Lopez. Ring generalship, 92 points on the algorithm for Teofimo Lopez, and still a respectable 81 to Jamaine Ortiz. However, ring generalship goes to Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. Let's talk defense, and here are all the defensive moves done in the last round to avoid punches or aggressive advances. If we categorize them, I gave high guard to Ortiz, ducking to Ortiz, bobbing and weaving 9 points to both fighters, parrying to Lopez, blocking to Lopez, footwork to Ortiz, and clinching 8 points to both fighters. If we have a look at the 4 scoring criteria together, the algorithm gave 9.386 points to Teofimo Lopez and 9.3 points to Jamaine Ortiz. Another razor-thin margin of victory in this round, and again, it's for Teofimo Lopez, 10-9. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the moment we find out who really won Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. And the answer is neither one. It's a draw. 114-114 is the correct score of Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz if you score by the 4 official scoring criteria that really matter in boxing. But wait, you ask, were any of the rounds close enough that they could have been overturned? And if we take a look at them all here, the 2 red ones fit that category. They were round 10 and round 12, both of which I gave to Teofimo Lopez originally. So, if we were to reverse those 2 rounds, the score in this fight would be 116-112 Jamaine Ortiz. So there's no way Teofimo Lopez legitimately should have won this fight. It's either a draw or in favor of Jamaine Ortiz, depending on how you score the 10th and 12th rounds. So how did the judges at ringside do? Well, Tim Cheatham had it 115-113 Lopez, so did David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld, who I've always found to be really right on target, I feel was pretty far off on this one, 117-111 Teofimo Lopez. So, given that Tim Cheatham and David Sutherland were really only a round apart from my score, I can't give them the golden trophy, but we'll give them some kudos anyway, or as the British would say, kudos. Let's take a look at some interesting fight totals. So, if we take the categories all together, the fight as an aggregate, clean punching, Jamaine Ortiz did better, 9.750 to 9.167, as you see in the table there. The fighters were even at a 9.5 rating for effective aggression. Jamaine Ortiz was slightly better in ring generalship over the course of the fight, and also slightly better in defense over the course of the fight. The maximum number of punches landed by Lopez, 9. The maximum number of punches landed in any round by Ortiz, 15. The minimum for Teofimo Lopez, 3. The minimum for Ortiz, 2. The average number of punches thrown per round, 42 for Lopez, 37 for Ortiz. And the average landed, 6 for Lopez and 7 for Ortiz. They were pretty close to each other. And that gives us a percentage landed of 13% for Teofimo Lopez to almost 20% for Jamaine Ortiz. Total number of punches thrown, 508 Lopez to 447 Ortiz, and as we said, the total landed punches, 66 for Teofimo Lopez and 89 for Jamaine Ortiz. And then at the bottom of your screen, you can see the aggressiveness average and effectiveness average over the course of the fight. Teofimo generally more aggressive and Ortiz generally more effective. Ring generalship score very close to each other, with Ortiz slightly edging out Lopez. And so our lesson for today is that when you watch a fight in slow-mo with the sound off and carefully count every single little nuance of action that happened in the fight, you have all the data for a formula to tell you without a doubt and without opinions or subjectivity who really won Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. Let me know in the comments below what you had on your scorecard, and take 3 seconds to subscribe to the channel right now and click your favorite playlist. I'm sure you'll find some of your favorite gems in there rescored the right way. Appearing on your screen now, you'll see 2 links. The one on the left is another detailed who really won scoring breakdown, and the one on the right is my scoring algorithm explained so you can learn to score like a pro. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you again next time. Enjoy the Stevenson-Lopez fight.